lot of things been on my mind lately. A lot of things I've been ruminating and contemplating. A lot of things have been stolen and taken by Satan. A lot of things I don't know about, I'm just trying to make it, but he can't phase me. Forget the 10, my Lord God made me. I ain't talking Mike Gill, word to the underground. Yeah, we making noise, and if you didn't know about us, yeah, we them boys. We be spitting smoke.
How are you? Hey, I've got Andrew Womack here, the president and founder of Charis Bible College and Andrew Womack Ministries. Can I teach your class today? No. Okay, good. There's one of my rejections for today I got to make up from yesterday.
All right,
Thank you, Andrew.
To the Heavy Revy Show. I'm your host, Josue Ibarra, and I'm super excited to have Clay as a co-host with me. What's up, Clay?
What's up, friends?
All right, and yeah, we're launching out our new segment on Thursday, Book Thoughts. So welcome on board, and let's the very first book we're going to talk about. Clay, I'm actually going to let you go ahead and introduce this, since this was the book that you brought to our attention anyways.
Yeah, Rejection Proof by Jia Jiang. He was a speaker at the Global Leadership Summit in 2019. Yeah, 2019. And just his story, he's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know? He has a YouTube channel. You can find 100 Days of Rejection, and was kind of fed up with, he wanted to be an entrepreneur and all this stuff, and it just didn't ever work out. And then one day he just said, that's it. I'm setting out on a course to be rejected every single day until I'm rejection proof.
Right.
And
I was excited, man. I remember when you first brought this to our group, Clay told us, he was like, hey guys, where do you think your ministry would be if you didn't care if you got rejected? And we're all looking like, oh man, probably a lot further than what it is right now. And so with that thought and with that, push of challenges to read this book, man, I enjoyed it. I laughed at times. At other times, I was like, dang, man, I really need to step it up. I need to stop being scared. And so it was phenomenal. So kind of like, just let's dive into this. What are some of the biggest takeaways that you've gotten from Rejection Proof?
well, even like you just said, like, what would your ministry be like? But what would your life be like? How different would your life be if you weren't afraid to ask for a promotion, or, maybe God's leading you in a different direction for your life and you need to take a step of faith out, and do that, but you're afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, fear, all that stuff. But if you get to a place where you're just like, I'm so rejection proof, you hear what God's telling you, you feel like the leading of whatever that is, and then you just go for it.
Well, I love one of the quotes in the book. It says too, like, when you're not afraid of rejection and it feels like you have nothing to lose, amazing things can happen. And what was cool too, like Clay even made this challenge for us too, to let's go ahead and let's do 1 day of rejection. Let's just go out there and get rejected. And that one day turned to 7, then it turned to 30, but I tapped out at 7. I
tapped out at 20, man. Let's talk about that, man. Because just one day, like even you, if you're watching this today, go find somebody to tell you no. Your hands are going to sweat. It is not a fun feeling. We kept upping up the ante, kind of, and that's what he does in the book too. Yep. Like if you go and watch, it's like he got so good at being rejected.
Right.
But he was like, "What's the next level? How can I keep going further?" And we made rules. It was like we can't ask people that we know anymore. It has to be a complete stranger.
Right.
And that's when it got hard.
Yeah.
And like I think
I still see the dude's face at McDonald's when I asked to taste his fries, dude. He was like, go away.
You need to post that in this.
I'll put this in here. I'll show you like a little snippet. Here, check it out.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I was just tasting my fries and they tasted a little salty. Is it right if I sample one of yours, see if that's what it is, or? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Thank you.
All right.
That was so good. That guy didn't want anything to do with you, bro.
No, he was so ticked, dude. He's like, get away from me. Yeah.
My fries are salty.
But then my favorite is you dressing up as a dinosaur going in,
to Lululemon.
Yeah.
And saying, do you have any leggings that fit a dinosaur?
I warned you.
So do you have any leggings at Lululemon that'll fit a dinosaur?
How do you want them to feel?
I don't know, just like this. You can tell me though.
Do you full length or crop?
Crop.
We may have full length. I don't know.
So no.
I go with full length.
Yeah.
And probably a size 12. Size 12. That might work.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
With that challenge, one of the biggest things that I've learned a lot from even just stepping out and just doing the challenge for myself. One of the things was I remember the first time I asked for a free, latte or something like that, a free dirty chai. I asked for a free dirty chai, and the guy, me was like, yeah, well, I can get you a free dirty chai. And then I kind of caught himself like, wait. Do you have like free points? Like if you get enough points, you get a free coffee. I said, no points, no cash. I just want a free coffee. And he had a hard time just saying no. He was like, oh, okay, you can have a free coffee. And I got my coffee.
Yeah, you start out small. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, honey, can I go spend $500 at REI? She was like, no, bye, Felicia. Get out of here.
But it's like, just taking the initial step to step out there because you have no idea what anyone's going to say. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times we probably disqualify ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what,
That's huge. Say that again. I mean,
Yeah.
They're just going to say no, why even ask? If you can overcome that, just ask anyway, especially when you start feeling that.
Right.
If you feel that, you just need to go on and do it.
Seriously, again, we can't disqualify ourselves. If we're the ones who just are talking ourselves out of it, really, we're the ones who are missing it. And Jia, am I saying his name right?
Jia Jiang.
Jia Jiang, okay. And I get it, Jia Jiang, okay, because my name's Josue and people call me Josue, and it's annoying, okay. But I love the just the ante that he keeps pushing on there is like, stop disqualifying yourself. And that's what the whole reason why he started this Days of Rejection is because, like Clay was saying, he wanted to be that entrepreneur, but he disqualified himself of saying like, oh, no, I got to go the education route. Oh, no, I got to do this. I just got to get a job that's going to pay the bills. And with that, he finally got tired of it. And so for us, if we're in that place, I really challenge you, just like Clay was saying, just take a baby step, go out there and just get rejected on purpose. And you have a lot of fun too when you actually make it into a game. That's one of our other friends who are supposed to join us for a long time in this, which he only did one. But, he said that. He's like, man, it's funny when you turn something into a game, it just becomes fun and like, who cares?
Yeah.
Give us another example of one of your rejections, how you felt by it.
The worst one.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was so awkward. It was painful. It was so bad. And it was like a twofer. Anyway, so I went to Chick-fil-A and ordered a number one with cheese, Coke Zero, make it large. Anything else? And I was like, yeah, how about a free 12-pack nugget? She was like, I could get fired. No. And then I tried to explain what I was doing in the Rejection Proof challenge that we were doing, and I made it worse because I was all nervous and everything. I'm rejecting people. I mean, it was so bad. She looked at me, I looked at her, and I just handed her the card. Just take my money so I can leave and make this end. So then I finished my meal, and I called Lori, and I'm like, hey, you want some Jesus chicken? I'll bring you some back. She said yes, and so I got back in line, and I got her again. And it was equally as awkward. It wasn't like anything. I was just like, just here, take my money so I can go home. But there's just something about stepping out and doing something that is so absurd that's for you, and it's kind of can be a potential blessing for somebody else too. Because the guy that Lululemon, he was like, that was the strangest thing probably he has probably ever experienced, right?
Yeah.
T-Rex walking into the store and asking if he can try on some leggings that fit a dinosaur, but he was helpful. He was like, well, let's see, do you want this kind of legging or do you want this kind of legging? And I was just like, man, you can just tell me no.
Someone give that dude a raise, man. Seriously, Lulu, you got to hook him up. It's true, though, because like even like going to these random places and just asking for something random, it makes someone's day because it's so out of the ordinary. Like I went to AJ's Pizzeria, which, by the way, they have the bomb wings. I don't know if you've tried it yet, Clay, but their blazing wings are good. But anyways, I asked him to make a pizza in the shape of a heart for me. And first the guy's like, I don't know if we can do that. And the guy behind he's like, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
So, he was super excited. Like, now every time I go in there, he's like, hey, man, did she like the pizza? And I was like, well, it wasn't for a girl, but yeah. But I play it off like, yeah. But, yeah, it was hilarious. It made his day, though. He was very excited, and he asks him about it every time I come over for pizza now. He's like, oh, how was the pizza? So it's fun,
and if you go in and watch the YouTube where he does the rejection, they made national news by him going in and asking a lady at Dunkin' Donuts to make a donut in the shape of the Olympic rings with the colors.
Oh, yeah.
And he tried to make it so absurd. But she was like, well, let me see. And she starts drawing it out.
Yeah.
And then, like, he kind of got famous from that, and also the lady got all kind of attention for just the customer service of like, this is outlandish.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it's just coming back to, rejection is just an opinion by someone else. So like, again, when we are afraid of being rejected, it robs us. It robs us from taking that step. It robs us from taking those opportunities. And so it's really just up to us just to say, you know what, I don't care. I'm just going to step out and I'm just going to do it. And when someone rejects you, it's really just their opinion. You don't have to take it so personally.
Because we do.
Right, we do. Why do you think that is? Like, why do we take it so personally?
It's like this. You make it about yourself. That was the thing when he turned a corner, like he'd reached this level of being rejection, and then started asking why. And
Yeah.
so, like, even if like now, that's something you can put in practice. If you're asking for whatever it is, and hey, why can't you do X for me?
Yeah.
And it could be if you're looking to get a job somewhere, and they say no, why? And they say, well, we're on a hiring freeze.
Yeah.
Right then, it's not about you anymore. And I don't know if I jumped some notes, but
No, that's good, man, because, it comes back to, too, when you ask why, he says in the book, and I love this mindset, he says, retreat, don't run, and even in that, at first I thought retreating was running, so he explains it differently. Yeah, I was like, I'm learning some stuff, but he's talking about when an army, they retreat, they're really going back to regroup themselves, and they're getting ready to launch their attack again or ready to defend themselves. So when you go out there and initially ask for something that's maybe outlandish or something that's crazy, because here's the thing too that I've learned with the challenges, and that's probably why I didn't finish them all the way. There were challenges just to teach us something, but really it's to push you to do something that you actually want. Mm-hmm. My dad was teasing me, we were on the phone talking about it, and he's like, no, why don't you ask for this? Because we know that's what you really want, and like, I'll tell you no. Yeah. Just teasing and just playing around, because really I was having fun with it, but I was asking for things that I really, I didn't care. So I started making it more challenging of, okay, well, let me actually apply. There's this job that opened up. Hey, I didn't think I was fit for it, but I applied for it, and
go for it.
I'm in Shifley, dude.
Go for it.
There's another opportunity that's opened up, and I don't feel like the most qualified, but hey, I'm going to go for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? I'd rather that person tell me no than me disqualify myself and say, nah, I'm not fit, or I don't know.
Can I get some feedback?
Yes. You're real big on this, Clay, so I want you to talk about that, just the feedback part.
Yeah, well, I mean, this whole thing with why in here, if you're getting rejected and told no, it's like, well, why? Give me some feedback and help me understand, because I think as individuals, our story and what God's done in our life is so important. And for us to have self-awareness, to be able to, keep, being the best person we can possibly be. That's, spending time on the Word and stuff like that. But getting honest feedback in really uncomfortable situations really helps you, if you're listening, will help you grow. Mm-hmm. If you get angry, it's okay to get angry for a minute, but you really need to start diving in like, well, what is that? What emotions kind of coming up from that?
Yeah. It's good. I have a episode on my podcast on how to deal with feedback. And one of the biggest things that I just try to drill home is that feedback is just information from people who only see in part. So again, it doesn't matter what even the information you look at, just look at it like that. Don't take it personally as attacking you. It's just information. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. Like for me, when I just say that it's information, okay, it's information from someone who knows in part. They don't see the full picture of me. No one does. I don't care if you've had that spiritual. No, I have that spiritual knowing. I know. No one knows the whole picture. No one knows the whole picture of someone. So when you get rejected, you're being rejected by someone who only sees in part, not the full you.
And they're looking to fill something. If it's a job, I have a specific person I have in mind to fill this job. I'm going to interview these candidates, and at the end of the day, I'm looking for the person that fits this box.
Yep.
And it's not it is personal. On our end,
we could take it personal, but really it's like you're saying, it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not though. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. In my opinion, it's not because we're here to fill a job, like especially like in a ministry where we work, right? There's a lot of awesome people that come through that are just great candidates for certain positions, especially in a job that I work at. But it's nothing personal to them if we reject them. I just recently had to, we rejected somebody that was awesome, and they're great, but they don't fit the culture of what we're going for. And that's okay. Now, if they want to fit this culture, we'll give that feedback and share this is where we're aiming at. This is where we'd like you to grow on. Perfect. And that's how this person took it. Perfect. Very humble, ready to go after it. But, when you take that rejection and you're humble about it of like, okay, how can I grow from this? It's going to be beautiful.
Talking about feedback, we probably talked about this on the other episode. Is one of my favorite books too. Is Thanks for the Feedback, and it's the art of receiving feedback well. So when somebody tells me something that I don't like, if we're ever in a conversation and I say these words, tell me more about that.
If you see that face, dude, just like, tell me more.
Tell me more about that, Josue. It really is. It's an opportunity for me to get past the emotional side of not liking what you just told me,
right,
but to hear something valuable for me to make adjustments in my own personal development. I want to be the best leader on the block. Whether I am that or not, that's not the
right.
Thanks for the feedback. How do you receive feedback well? And if you can say in like a heated conversation with somebody, tell me more about what you're telling me. I don't like to hear about what you're saying about me, because I'm awesome.
That's probably another book we'll have to do on this one, on this segment, man. Yeah. But coming back to just rejection proof too. It's just hearing his story of how he just went out and just kept going and going and going for 100 days of rejection was phenomenal. And he was able to reach, a lot of people. A lot of people, were sending him requests to do certain things to kind of do it through him, in a sense. I remember there was one person saying, well, why don't you ask a girl out or something like that? And he's like, well, I'm married, so I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? But, for us, what we want to challenge you with in this segment, Thursday Book Thoughts is, don't be afraid. Take the step out and just be okay with rejection. And I don't know, maybe
but you could win.
Yeah.
You could win. Whatever it is, like if it's a job or there's I don't know what you're trying to do. And when you see this, it's like, I hope this lands. And just like, I'm going to step out and just do this thing. And it doesn't matter either or. The reward is that you did it.
Right.
You just stepped out in faith or whatever.
Man, I was debating about sharing this. All right, I'm going to share it now. Okay. Dang it. All right. So there was this girl, very beautiful. And like, I was like, oh man, like I've always seen her. I never really talked with her though. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to step out. I'm just going to ask her out. Why not, dude? Who knows? And when I asked her out, she said yes. But then she told me to message her. And I was like, yeah, okay. No worries. But that comes more to even show too. Some people have a hard time even rejecting. Mm-hmm. And that's another reason why too. It's like, don't be afraid just to go and ask, because they may have a hard time even rejecting, and who knows, you can go with it. Anyways, that ended up not panning out. But what I learned from that, though, is like, man, I would have rather just been rejected right there up front than kind of strung out. Yeah. All that to say is like, don't be afraid. That's just the only thing that I learned from. I didn't get, the when I went to go ask, nothing happened, nothing came from it. But like Clay said perfectly, it was just stepping out and doing it, and it felt good.
That's the win.
Yeah.
Now you might get a double win.
Right.
By getting the thing that you're asking for.
Right.
And you might get rejected. And then you're still learning something from that, Again, it's this, if you're getting told no, ask why. And then if it's something that you can develop yourself to be better, then that's a win even in the loss. Mm-hmm. I need to work on whatever it is,
Yeah. And the thing too is just about it. If one person tells you no, man, I learned this in sales when I was doing sales. Perfect. You just move on, because that's quicker to find your yes. Mm-hmm. One person tells you no, that's quicker to find your yes. They're getting closer to your yes. So if one person rejects you, that's fine. Like I remember I went to Starbucks and asked, "Hey, I want to make it my own coffee." And the girl was like, "No, sorry, I can't do that." Yeah. But a couple months later, Haven, they were doing something. And they needed help with some people, so I went and helped and served and had a lot of fun times. But then at the end, I asked, since I was volunteering, I was like, "Hey, I've always wanted to make my own coffee, my latte. Can I make it?" And they walked me through it, and I was able to make my own latte. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like, even though that other lady at Starbucks said no, hey, it's okay, move on. That wasn't my yes. Mm-hmm. Later on, I found another opportunity, and I took it, and I got my yes. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. You're like, if you get rejected, it's okay. Don't take it personal. Maybe, like Clay was saying, ask your why. maybe retreat and just see, all right, how can I reword that, or how can I give a good compromise to what I'm actually going for? Yeah. Try that. If nothing, okay, move on. Next.
It's the elaborateness of our contest.
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing that kind of got me hemmed up a little bit. It was like I asked for first class. It was Lori's birthday, so I asked for first class upgrade for her. They told me no. I tried to get pre-check added onto her. It's like but there's all kind of things that I was thinking about. Like if you see somebody with a Tesla, it's like, hey man, can I take your car for a spin around the block? Or was it again? It's like what are some big things that you could just? I mean, there's some big things you can ask for today.
Yeah.
That even being told no, it might make somebody else's day kind of brighter. It's like,
right.
I ain't gonna let you drive my car, man. But that's a crazy ask. High five. Or, hey, put the gun down.
Yeah, man, it's cool. And so I just want to encourage you guys, read the book. It's really good. He has really good content on there. He has a link to his, website on that book as well that just shows the 100 days that he went through. And there's some crazy stuff that he did. And it's just fun though, just getting over yourself. Mm-hmm. Really, if you deal with pride and you're hard with that, I just encourage you, man. There's a bigger world out there and you're missing it.
Yep.
Don't be afraid. Just step out and do it because you know what, man, it's
Baby
gonna
steps.
be awesome. Baby steps, yeah. Just ask, the stinking, cashier today if you can, pay for your food. Like, you scan your food and, press the buttons on their computer. Obviously, they're going to tell you no. But it's okay. Just get used to hearing the word no and just move on. Yeah. What are maybe a challenge or something that you would want to give to the audience?
I think this is just so... Rejection is such a thing in our lives. Mm-hmm. And no matter what you're trying to become in your life, what you're trying to do or achieve, at least having some sort of awareness that you have a fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Like even watching this today, it's like, you know what, maybe I should step out. Yeah. And I really believe that is it. You need to step out. We all do. There's just areas of our life that I think God has created us to do so many great things. Yeah. It might even be as simple as like walking to Walmart, seeing somebody in a sling, and just, God,
come on.
You need to pray for him. And you're like, you need to pray for him. Yeah. It could be as small as that, but there's people that, I just think there's people that need us. Yeah. People need Jesus. Yeah. And you could be the person today that introduces them,
That's what's cool about that too, is that's something that even taking this book, if you're not used to outreach or evangelizing, I know that was something for me that even through reading this, I've been, here or there when just talking with people, I've been more, I just felt more comfortable because of just going through the challenge it myself of just saying, hey, Jesus loves you, or, just expressing my thoughts of, I go to church and it's awesome. And man, Bible, I went to, and I tell people in Woodland Park, I went to Karis Bible College, and, sometimes that's risky, because some people don't like it. I actually did tell someone and someone snapped at me. Yeah. But it's okay. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when you get past it, all of rejection, when it's just, it just becomes, hey, that's nothing. It's just, water off a duck's back. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously, I don't know. And I want to thank you, Clay, because it was you who came up with this book and just really pushed for it. And I know for myself, I've just felt more freeing in that sense, you know what I mean? For me, in the spiritual aspect of this, because we are, heavy Revy shows, we're all about dropping truth bombs and heavy Revies. One of the biggest things that, just even spiritually that pulled me from this was, the fear of man. A lot of times we fear what men think or what they may say about us or feel about us. And even going through this challenge and seeing, I'm going to keep butchering his name, Jia, that's it right? Jia Jiang. But even going through Jia Jiang's book, it just helped me, like Clay said, killed it. It killed it for me where the sense of, who cares? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're still alive. And here's the thing that what separates most people when they read Jia Jiang's book is we're Christian and we're loved by God. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, the world, they have to take that mindset of, okay, I love myself, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep going. It's okay to love, yes, love ourselves, but God loves you. God cares about you. And anytime you're rejected, just know that you're accepted by the beloved God who created the universe. And if he be for you, who can be against you? So you can keep moving. you have a more of a reliance to move on. One, the word even tells us that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. In that sense too. So when that idea comes of, man, I want to really ask for this, and you start self-doubting, like, am I ready? Is it right? I don't think I'm qualified. Remind yourself, I have the Spirit of God in me. I don't have no fear. So let me just step out and do it. And if you get rejected, praise God.
We have such a great destiny. We have such a great destiny. And this is just kind of one of the keys to unlocking something in your own life. And it obviously is, we're talking about it on your show, but just really opening up some of the places in your life to be able to go and achieve and do things that are just so much more than we can ask or think.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
No, it makes perfect sense. And just going back to the Clay's thing, and that's still been echoing even now. I mean, that's why I'm doing new things even with the podcast. We have Micah Rogers on. We have Clay co-hosting with me on, Thursday Book Thoughts. Is because, like, where would your life be if you didn't care about rejection, if rejection did not bother you? Mm-hmm. And that's what I really want you to just think on and meditate, as you guys are listening to this and as you guys are going through the rest of your day, is where would your life be if you were not afraid of rejection? If you did not care about, being told no, where would you be right now? Yeah. But, yeah, any final thoughts you want to leave with us, Clay, just on the book, man?
I think there's, just with the book, I think...
Or just anything in general.
Yeah, Rejection Proof, the book, is just a great foundation. I think there's so many things you can build upon once you've kind of gotten... I'm not saying you have to be a master at rejection. It's not fun. It never is.
Yeah.
But it can turn into being something fun, too.
Yeah.
Like with doing our challenge that we did.
Actually, let me throw something at you real quickly.
Yeah.
What, because you hit on something. Like, obviously, we're not into hurting ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, like, ignore your feelings in that sense. But how do you get past that feeling of rejection, like, when it sucks? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, when the guy with the fries rejected me, it's like, get away from me. Like, I was like, oh, whew, that's done. But it didn't hurt, because really, I didn't want that dude's stinky fries anyways, okay?
But that's an easy answer.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's all about the story. We're talking about it right now. It becomes something like to share with other people, and it's like, hey, we're telling you guys to go read this book. If you can improve that fear of man, be rejection proof. It's like, we're going to tell you the funny stories. You can go out. You don't have to be so extreme as us, but you can step out today and do something. Yeah. And that quote I was talking about earlier today.
Drop it, man.
Another book we might talk about, too, is Atomic Habits by James Clear. He does like a weekly, like, little email thing. And one of the quotes from this was, people do not decide their futures. They decide their habits. And their habits decide their futures. I mean, like, what you decide to do today, if it's like, hey, I want to try to challenge myself a little bit to step out of the box and, maybe there's a job that I want, this, whatever it is for you. Yeah. Little bitty habits can change your future. Your habits will change your future. Yeah.
And I can honestly say, just even taking the challenge, even though I didn't finish my 30 days, but just even taking the challenge and just keeping that in my mindset, in the forefront of me, it's helped me be more bolder. You're going to start seeing some more, awesome guests. Like we've had awesome guests in the past, but just even now, me just asking other people that are just stepping out, like, hey, would you like to be on my podcast? And it's awesome. So you're going to, even, and that all stem from just being challenged by the book of 100 Days of Rejection. So I encourage you guys, check it out. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Our challenge for you today is just go out there and get rejected.
Just one little baby, something.
Yeah.
Or something big.
Yeah. Why not? Just do it. Because at the end of the day, who cares? Yeah. You just get rejected, you move on. So you guys are awesome. You guys have a blessed rest of your day.
And they need to post in the comments, too.
Yes.
So, like, if you go out and do something today, post in the comments and say you were entertained and you wanted to try something out. Post something down here in the comments, and we can all laugh together.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. Peace.
A lot of things been on my mind lately. A lot of things I've been ruminating and contemplating. A lot of things have been stolen and taken by Satan. A lot of things I don't know about, I'm just trying to make it, but he can't faze me. Forget the 10, my Lord God made me. I ain't talking Mike Gill, word to the underground, yeah, we making noise. And if you didn't know about us, yeah, we them boys. We be spitting smoke.